Hello out there, ghouls and goblins, and welcome back to a special episode of A Coward Watches. It's your buddy Ryan, aka The Coward, and today we're checking out 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, written and directed by Wes Craven, one of the masters of horror. And I have to tell you guys, this is one that has stuck with me since I was a little kid. I did see this when I was a child, way too young actually. And Freddy Krueger scared the hell out of me.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
What the hell was that? Watching all these horror movies is starting to get to me a little bit. I'm like hearing stuff, and I don't know, it's been weird lately. Okay, sorry. Folks, I gotta tell you, this movie's got everything. Freddy with the long arms, Freddy the Lover, Flaming Freddy, Baby Jack Sparrow in a crop top, and
3, 4, better lock the door.
Okay, seriously, you guys heard that, right? That's not just in my head. I haven't been sleeping well. I don't know. Things are... Okay. Pressing on. So we meet our main characters, 4 teenagers. We have Tina, we have Nancy, we have Glenn, and we have Rod. Tina and Nancy are best friends. Nancy and Glenn are dating, and Tina and Rod are a couple who are kind of on the outs when we start. Tina had a horrific nightmare about a guy in a weird hat, a red and green sweater, and a razor glove, who's all burnt up, coming after her. She's too afraid to stay alone, so the other 3 are going to spend the night with her. She and Rod make up rather loudly. Tina falls asleep, goes back into a dream, and this time, Freddy Krueger kills her. Rod wakes up to her having all these weird gashes appearing on her body, being flung out of the bed, and he freaks out and runs off. So, of course, everyone assumes Rod killed her. And the next day, Nancy's dad, who's a police officer in town, arrests Rod for the crime. But then Nancy starts having some weird things happen. She falls asleep in school, and she has a dream about Freddy Krueger. And in it, she gets burnt on a hot water pipe. And when she wakes up, the burn is really there. It's still on her. And so she's like, wait, things that are happening in these dreams seem to really hurt us in real life. Then she's trying to relax in a bathtub. She dozes off. Freddy Krueger's pulling her under, and she barely makes it out of there alive. She decides to try an experiment. She gets her boyfriend Glenn to watch her while she sleeps. And if he sees her struggling, he's supposed to wake her up. Well, Glenn falls asleep. So she's struggling with Freddy and everything, and she sees that Freddy is going to the prison to kill Rod. Rod gets got. Freddy ties the bedsheet around his neck, strings him up, makes it look like he committed suicide. At this point, Nancy is really seeming to lose it. Her parents are very concerned. The mom decides she's going to take her daughter to a sleep clinic because Nancy hasn't been sleeping because she's realized that he can kill them in their dreams, right? She's been taking pills. She's been chugging coffee. At the sleep clinic, she goes into her dream. She's attacked by Freddy again. And this time when she wakes up, she has his hat in her hands. And so she learns that she can bring objects back from that dream world into the real world if she's touching them. And inside the hat, it has a label that says Fred Krueger. And something about that, I'm so used to calling him Freddy Krueger that hearing Fred Krueger sounds so strange. It sounds like he works at a really posh store. Fred Krueger, for the burnt-up gentleman in your life. Fred Krueger, for when your fashion needs to speak as loud as your razor hand. After this, Nancy's mom explains to her it can't possibly be Freddy Krueger that's killing people because years ago, he killed 20 kids in their town. He got off on a technicality, which I'm not sure that's how it works. I don't think they can prove that you killed 20 kids and be like, oh, someone didn't sign the paperwork, Freddy, so you can go, but you better not kill any more kids. You rapscallion, now get out of here. So all the parents trapped him in a building, poured gasoline and burned him up, as you do. So Nancy tells Glenn, don't fall asleep because I think Freddy's going to try to kill me. And if he kills me, he's going to come after you next, I think. So once again, Glenn proves how reliable he is by falling asleep. And Freddy comes and kills him and pulls him through his mattress, and just a geyser of blood shoots up to the ceiling. And I think this is the scene that I remember from when I was a little kid, because this just terrified the crap out of me. I was so afraid Freddy Krueger was going to pull me through my bed and I would just be turned into a puree of blood. So Nancy decides she's going to go into a dream, grab Freddy, and pull him into the real world. She goes around her house setting booby traps, Kevin McAllister style. She goes into the dream, she grabs Freddy, she's able to bring him into the real world with her, and the traps start working. She has a sledgehammer that hits him, she has a light bulb filled with shotgun powder that burns him up, and she gets him down and set on fire. Her dad and the other cops rush over. They can't find Freddy's body. Nancy goes up to her mom's room. She follows Freddy's burning footprints, and she finds that Freddy is killing her mom. Freddy and the mom disappear into the mattress. It's kind of weird. Earlier in the movie, Glenn had told her something about taking the power away from these things by turning your back on them. So when Freddy comes back, she turns her back on him and basically says, you're not anything. I'm not scared of you. You can't hurt me. Freddy goes to give her the old... Freddy goes to finger knife her, and he disappears. Oh, so it worked, okay? Then all of a sudden, Nancy's opening the front door. She's walking out with her mom, who says she's going to give a booze. Her mom's been a booze hound all this time. That's insensitive. She's been a filthy alkie. No, that's worse. And a car pulls up. Hey, it's Glenn, it's Tina, it's Rod. They're all alive. So apparently all you had to do was turn your back on Freddy and all the horrible things went away. Nancy gets in the car. They close the top of the car, and it's red and green stripes like Freddy. And they can't open the door, and the car takes off, and she's like, ah! And her mom is suddenly pulled through the door by Freddy. End of the movie. Folks, I gotta tell you, that ending, we're gonna get more into...
5, 6. Freddy thinks you're fat.
Okay, that's just rude. It doesn't even rhyme. As you know, we give every movie we look at here 2 ratings. One for quality and one for horror. Quality, is it a good movie? Horror, did it make me piss my pants? And I gotta tell you folks, this movie is getting a 3.5 for both categories. For quality, this is just a good, solid horror movie. I really wanted to get a slasher flick in here because I feel like the slasher movies are one of the quintessential horror movies that you have to watch, right? And A Nightmare on Elm Street is one that has haunted me since I was a child. I was glad to revisit it and see that it is a very scary movie. It's well constructed, it's well acted. The violence is, while over the top with some of the murders, the body count is very low. By my count, at best, Freddy kills like 4 people in this movie. But because the characters are established and we know who they are, the murders mean more, and we see how they affect our main character. And why a 3.5 for horror? Simply put, this thing was scary, guys. It was well done. Freddy is a creepy character. The use of the dream sequences where we don't always know when a character is in a dream, and some of the weird things that would happen. Her stepping on the stairs, Nancy stepping on stairs, and them turning into like goo and trying to like catch her. It's really neat, and it really draws you into that tense feeling of you can't fall asleep. You have to stay awake, because if you fall asleep, you can die. So this one overall is getting a 7. That's going to tie it with The Birds. If this tie remains, I would give the edge to A Nightmare on Elm Street, because I think The Birds got a 3.5 specifically for me because of my fear of birds. I think A Nightmare on Elm Street would get a 3.5 overall. I think a general audience would find this just as scary as I did. Can it be dethroned as the top movie though? Because
7, 8. You should lose some weight.
I'm working on it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be back next time with The Conjuring. And folks, I just want you to know, no matter if you're fighting a razor-gloved killer or trying to cut some calories from your dinner, you are where's the thing? It's supposed to pop up and say, you are damn sexy now. Where?
9, 10, never hear damn sexy again.
No!